Hey guys, Toby here from Hadler Fitness. Alright guys, we got a good day ahead, so I'm gonna work pretty early today, but gonna be about 35-minute workout. It's gonna be good, it's gonna smash it.
Go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices, little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why know why that the sign of baby pick your poison? These little demons living underneath my bed creeping. Know the real, my lives above them all sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come.
I just finished a workout for my boy Bevan. What did we do? We started on bench press, just hypertrophy work, 8 to 12 reps, did 4 sets of that. Then went to bent over row, and then followed that up with, after bent over row, we did some shoulders, some tricep push downs, which is equivalent of doing a dip. And then we went into some straight arm pull downs, which kind of targets your lower trapezius muscles, kind of hit your lats as well, and superset that with some pull-ups. Oh man, absolutely gassed. Had a little bit of pre-training before I went in, and I'm just currently gonna smash Chobani yogurt. These Chobani yogurts are pretty good. They've got 120 calories, it says, per serving, and 12 grams of protein. And it's pretty good. You can get your dairy intake in as well. This one's Greek yogurt, honey. One thing I find when people on the grind, they never carry any fruit, so I've always got like heaps of bananas and apples at home. People never carry this shit around, and therefore they snack on like Kit Kats and just junk food. Though, like, making a healthier food choice is always a better option. It's got better micronutrients and macronutrients all up, even though like it is has like a fair bit of sugar in it, like fruit. Like, what would you rather? Lots of like sugar intake from processed shitty foods, or from actual real foods like bananas and like mangoes, apples, all that kind of good shit. So yeah, make sure you make the right choices. So one thing I'm a big believer in, make sure you get the hardest part of your day done first. So my hardest part of the day is probably working out, getting it done. So obviously, like the grind, like work, life balance, that kind of stuff, you got to work out in early, you win in at life. Hey guys, it's a weekend. Hope you enjoyed that workout. All right, so what we're doing today is, it's afternoon, going into Green Bar in the city, going to have a couple of drinks, all dressed up, some jeans and dress shirt and some boat shoes, and it is 35 degrees and I'm sweating. So the plan is tonight, have a few whiskeys. Probably not on the rocks tonight. Yeah, probably just, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe some Jameson ginger beer or Jameson Coke, something like that. Yeah, Green Bar's in the CBD. It's a little bit of a I think it's a whiskey house. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, it's going to be a good day. Looking forward to it. Anyway, I'll catch you in there. All right, it has been a while. Sorry I haven't uploaded a scientific vlog. Pretty much everything's just been go under the Christmas pump. All right, so pretty much went to Green Bar, phone died, didn't film anything. It was pretty dusty the following day. Had probably like 5 or 10 drinks. Can't remember. Enjoyed myself, had a good feed. What I wanted to talk about is more so the difference between if it fits your macros, flexible dieting, and more so my mythology. Like, so pretty much I like to live life to the fullest. I don't like to have constraints. I'll eat what I want, but within moderation. So I like to follow the 80-20 principle, which is pretty much flexible dieting. So majority of my diet will be wholesome, nutritious meals. So the argument when it comes to like weight loss, weight gain, hypertrophy gains, muscle, like dietary advice and all that kind of stuff, it's a very, like, you have to understand it's $1 billion industry. This is what people don't tell you. Like, people capitalize on this shit and they base information on rubbish studies. Even if you read into like scientific journals or anything like that, the British journal, the British Journal of Nutrition, I think it's called. Pretty much they're actually sponsoring or kind of capitalizing on the fact that you should follow a high fat, low carb diet, and anything more than like 30 to 50 grams carbohydrates is bad for your diet, which is a complete fallacy. Like there's millions of people around the world that eat more than 50 grams a day of carbohydrates and are well and truly healthy. Personally, you have to find what works for you, because everyone's different, everyone likes different food, everyone lives in different areas of the world, like whether you might be following a zone diet, Mediterranean diet, or pretty much just eating from the land, or whatever is at your local supermarket. It's different for everyone. Everyone has different circumstances, and everyone has different means of income, so they can only afford certain things. Because like some fruits are quite expensive, like red meat is quite expensive in Australia. In other countries it's quite cheap, so a lot of people here might eat a lot of red meat. They might eat a lot more of like a fish or chicken or turkey or something like that. So these are the things. You can't just be like keto diet, low carb diet, like that's the end all and be all. The fact is it's not, okay? Like you have to be open to you have to have an open mind when it comes to this. So the way I look at it is like I've read a lot of things. I think one of the most viable sources when it comes to learning about nutrition is probably Precision Nutrition. They're on a nutrition course for fitness coaches as well that goes up to like level 2. I'm not affiliated to anything with them. I'm just saying like they are an unbiased organization and they give proper evidence. So they give the actual findings from like PubMed, NCBI in a format that saves trainers and all that kind of stuff, like months and months, even years of going through the data and trying to understand something that is passed down from like doctors and professors and all that kind of stuff when they actually do studies, and they come across what are the best dietary recommendations. So pretty much the main topic of this video and this rant is basically if it fits your macros. So if it fits your macros is primarily eating food that fits your macronutrients, the proteins, the fats, and the carbs. So pretty much you can eat anything as long as you hit those numbers, and basically based on the caloric intake equation, so calories in versus calories out, whether you gain weight or lose weight based on your metabolic rate, your total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. So based off that, if you eat more, you'll gain weight. If you eat less, you will lose weight. So theoretically it is true. So calories are king when it comes to this game. But is it the healthiest approach? No, it's probably not if you're like just eating like a convenience store-based diet, like just shit food doesn't have a lot of healthy micronutrients. If it's a lot of processed, high in sodium, high in sugars, just shit that you don't need, and it's not natural. It's manufactured. Like if you're eating like Twinkies, Kit Kats, Oreos, like to death. It's probably not the healthiest option. Eat some fruit, have some meat. Or if you're vegetarian, have some vegan sauces. Everyone knows the difference between kind of what is a better food choice than what they should be. Obviously, I can understand life sometimes gets you. You might have to go to McDonald's, or you might be able to afford a certain type of food, so you just get whatever's on the go. Try and make the best choice possible for that point in time. Because you don't get fat overnight, you get fat over weeks to months of eating a caloric surplus. So, but eating shit meals kind of does add to this. But this is when flexible dieting can come into it. So obviously they both have pros and cons. They are not the same thing, I repeat. If it fits your macros, it's not flexible dieting. Flexible dieting doesn't fit a macro ratio based on carbs, fats, and protein. It doesn't have a specific ratio. It's pretty much being healthy and flexible. So pretty much having like refeed meals, or say the cheat meal. I don't really like to use the word cheat meal because it's not really cheat. You pretty much, I like to come from the perspective of define what healthy is. So my definition of what healthy is would be something that is better based for your body. So we're talking like better micronutrients and just a better source of macronutrients as well. So like it's like, what would you choose, an apple or a Snickers? Obviously you're probably going to choose the apple, but then again, apple can have pesticides on it, and it could have a few of those different things. So it is bias dependent upon how you look at it, but obviously the apple's going to be the healthier choice. That's what flexible dieting would be. As long as you're healthy roughly 80% of the time, and maybe one meal every couple of days, is, say, a cheat meal, which might be a pizza. But then again, pizza you can make healthy. You can have a healthy base that doesn't have heaps of additives and ingredients that are just crap, full of like sugar and lots of salt. You can pack that with lots of veggies and fruits. So you can have like pineapple, ham, spinach, onion, capsicum, like hot peppers or whatever people in UK and America call them. Like, you can make cheat meals like very wholesome and healthy. So when I define healthy, I'm also talking about better micronutrient choices. So pretty much you're getting in those vitamins, those vitamins. So vitamin A, B, C, D, K complex, anything from calcium to potassium to zinc to like your B complex. Like there's just so many. But what you have to worry about is pretty much just try and make better food choices, but you have to understand your caloric intake. If you're eating over your caloric intake and you're trying to lose weight, you're not going to lose weight. This has been proven time and time again. Calories are king. So what I mean by this is your calorie intake is what really matters. Obviously your food choices matter, but just make sure you're making healthy food choices. Choose some fruits and veggies and meats, or vegetarian sauces, vegan sauces, whatever you follow. And try hit your calorie target for the day, and don't be too shy of a deficit. So your deficit should be 1 to 3% of your body weight per week. It shouldn't be below your basal metabolic rate, your deficit. So I'd probably say it could be aggressive and it could be quite less. So it could be anywhere, a deficit from like 200 to 800 calories, based on like whether you're male, female, your age, your activity level, your actual lean body mass, and like to fat ratio and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of different things that come into it. But so just the biggest takeaway is try and make better food choices and exercise regularly. So at least one to two times every couple of days. So whether that be cardio or weights, primarily dependent upon what your goals are. If you just want to trim down, lose some weight, maybe weights once or twice a week, or a body circuit, and then just some cardio. But if you want to build some lean muscle mass, you want to get ripped AF, you want to look good, you got to do weights. You got to stimulate that anaerobic response, and we're talking about anabolism. So you want to get big, you want to create some muscle hypertrophy. So a good reference for this is a few other videos that I've done on this, like how to get big, how to develop specifically certain types of muscle groups. So you're talking about the chest, the delts, the buys, the traps. Like as long as you're doing your compound exercises a few times a week, each muscle group a few times a week, you're staying consistent, you're eating relatively healthy, you haven't got too much to worry about as long as you don't have any underlying diseases. I hope I've cleared this up. So just basically to recap, my mythology based on this is make sure you're consistent with your exercise, eat relatively healthy, and hey, if you want to have a Mars bar, you want to have a few beers, or you want to enjoy yourself, do that. But just make sure it fits into your caloric intake for the day and you're not going way over the top. And make sure your fucking protein is set high, at least 1 gram per pound. Because that is also, protein is the most important macronutrient, followed by fats. Carbohydrates are non-essential macronutrient, but obviously they are still used for anaerobic activities. So just make sure you get an even number of all. So set your proteins first, followed by fats, and then the rest make up your carbohydrates. There's a heap of recommendations for this. If you go onto the JISSN, they've released a 2017 study which gives some basic recommendations of protein, fats, and carb intake. It's pretty much the most up-to-date source with the metadata across the literature that has been released on nutrition. Don't get caught up in like books and stuff that are based on studies from like the 1980s and like early 2000s. Like these are the most recent studies. It's a metadata analysis across the board for all components that meet a certain specific amount of literature, which good studies, the viable sources, they carried out their shit and they've done it properly. So they've pretty much done that and done a summary on what are the most up-to-date recommendations. Stop listening to bro science, do your own research, and follow like the professionals, the doctors, not fucking old mate sponsored Facebook ads saying ketogenic diets are the best diet for you. Maybe the best diet for your friend doesn't necessarily mean it's the best diet for you, okay? Everyone is unique, you are different, you are your own person. So just understand that. So trial and error, just make sure you get enough protein, you're staying consistent, and you're living life and you're happy. That's the main thing. All right, guys, if you'll make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next vlog.